My name is Uzma-Presentation. I provide training and guidance to young children at Hopedale Montessori, Oakville. I feel excited and enjoy understanding children and helping them with their problems. Have you ever found a child or children who behave inappropriately? Children who interrupt, grab, and push, refuse to share, or just won't cooperate. You may feel overwhelmed or frustrated. In next 5 to 7 minutes, I will be focused on providing you a roadmap which you can use to incorporate guidance and strategies to help children self-regulate their behavior. I'm going to show you and give you some tips about how to discipline the young children. One of the core questions which comes to everybody's mind: why do young children behave inappropriately? And what can you do to promote positive behaviors? I believe any behavior can be modified. First of all, we will examine the reasons for inappropriate behaviors in young children and techniques for guiding children's behaviors. Then we will look at the importance of establishing warm and caring relationship with children. So let's understand some basic questions. First, what is discipline? Second, when is the right time to start disciplining your child? Discipline is about teaching. Since children learn differently at every age, it's an important factor in how to discipline a child. 1 and 2 years old need physical limits, but for 3 and 4 years old, a verbal limit should be enough. Kids can start responding to discipline as young as 9 months of age. That's about the time they start testing the water, that if they can get away with the things that you have already said no to. Start disciplining children at 9 months old. For babies, the best response is redirection. Remove the temptation or redirect your children to another activity. Discipline for toddler requires giving choices and teaching consequences. For preschooler, catch them being good and ignore bad behavior. The few strategies to discipline preschoolers are: 1. Be consistent. Try to keep the same schedule every day. When there's some predictability and routine, it makes children feel much more safe and secure. And they tend to be much more behaved and calm because they know what to expect. 2. Avoid stressful situations. The most common ones are hunger, sleepiness, and quick changes of venue. Avoid the potential meltdown scenarios with a little advanced planning. 3. Practice the art of distraction. If they are into something they are not supposed to do, the idea is not to punish them, but to get another activity going or pick them up and put them in another room. Avoid common mistakes when a child needs to be disciplined. Timeout may be helpful, but only a few children understand the concept until they are at least 3 years old. For younger children, timeout are confusing and frustrating. Moreover, only use timeout sparingly and limit them to 3 minutes or less, just long enough for your child to get control of himself. Yelling. It may be an effective way to vent frustration, but children respond better to a calm and reasonable talk. Taking anger out on kids. Spanking or physical punishment, no matter how bad the child is behaving. Spanking or hitting shouldn't be an option. Finally, I would like to conclude that the toddler stage does not involve reasoning. There is no reasoning yet. toddlers are just realizing that they can't always get what they want. And this leads to temper tantrum. If a toddler is doing, and the best is to child probe, supervisor, redirect, distract, and provide substitutions. Saying no frequently is not helpful in guiding a child. Tell them what you would like to see, and better yet, show them. Child-proof your environment so you don't have to say no 50 times a day. Don't surround them with things they are not allowed to touch. If their world is cluttered with temptation, you will spend all day saying no. Try to maximize his opportunities to play and explore, but minimize his chance to get into trouble. Praise the child when you catch him being good, like sharing a toy. Here are the takeaways. First, start disciplining at the age of 9 months. 2. Be consistent. Try to keep the same schedule every day. 3. Avoid common stressful situations by planning in advance, for example, hunger, sleep, and so on. 4. Practice art of distraction. 5. And at all costs, no spanking, yelling, hitting, or physical punishment. 6. You should not use more frequent or longer than 3 minutes of timeouts. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you have found it useful.